Hello and welcome to this first lecture on monitoring and responding in real time in crisis management. So, in this particular lecture, we will talk about using social listening tools to track public sentiments to basically monitor and respond in real time, right? So, let's understand that using social listening tools to track public sentiments is a part of monitoring and responding in time. That is also a bigger picture of that is the mastering crisis communication, right? So let's take a look at how to use social listening tools to track public sentiments. What do you think? How can you use social listening tools to track public sentiments? And before we do that, let us understand why do we need to do that. Now, social listening is, essential for a few things like tracking public sentiment, whether the public is positive, negative, or neutral about what you are saying, identifying misinformation, is there anything going that is not correct, and adjusting your crisis response in real time. You are responding to the crisis. So, are you responding right? What is the response to your response? And by monitoring online conversations online, you can address proactively the concerns before they escalate. So, as an organization, you can monitor them well in time before they become even bigger. So, that's the importance of using social listening tools to track public sentiment. Now, to do that, the first step that you need to do obviously is to choose the right listening tools. Now, right tools will help you analyze public opinion, right? Track keywords and monitor brand mentions across platforms like Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit, and news sites. Now, what are your options to choose from in terms of the popular social listening tools? First one is the Brand Watch. It's a AI powered analytics for brand sentiment. Second is a Hot Suit Insights that tracks brand mentions and customer sentiments. The third one is Sprout Social that monitors conversations and provide engagement reports. The fourth one is Meltwater, where you can track media coverage and PR sentiment. And finally, the familiar Google Alerts. That's a free tool to monitor keyword mentions across the web. Now, remember to set up real-time alerts to monitor spikes in discussions or negative sentiment. So that's what you need to do in choosing the right social listening tools. Second step is to identify the key matrices to track, right? Now, to understand the public reactions, you need to monitor some critical indicators. Now, what are these critical indicators? The first one is you can look at is the brand mention that often that will help you measure how often is your brand being discussed. So how many times has the brand been mentioned? Second is sentiment analysis, where you can check whether your conversations about your brand are positive, neutral, or negative. The third one is trending hashtags and keywords. What terms are being associated with your brand? You can find that out. Fourth is influencer and media reactions, in which you get an answer to the question of what are the journalists and influencers saying. So that kind of answer that you can get in influencer and media reactions. The fifth, metrics to track is the competitor sentiment, in which you can find out how does the public perception compare to competitors? How does your perception of your brand's perception compare to that? So these are the key matrices to track. Now, please note that using AI-driven tools like TalkWalker or Brand24, you can be done for deep sentiment analysis. So these are various matrices to track, right? So the next thing to do would be to analyze and categorize the public sentiments, which these social listening tools will be able to do for you. And they will categorize into three main types: positive sentiment, where you will find praise, support, or positive engagement for your brand. Negative sentiments, where you will have complaints, criticism, or crisis related backlash. or there could be a neutral sentiment that's about informations or unbiased mention. Now, please remember to focus on sentiment trend over time rather than individual comments to gauge the crisis impact. So that's how you should analyze and categorize the public sentiment. So once you have analyzed the sentiments, you are ready to take action. So there you could have many communication strategies for a negative sentiment, highly negative sentiment. You will need to issue a transparent update or clarification. So that could be as simple as that, but that's a thing to do. Now, if there's a misinformation that is spreading, you need to deploy fact checking responses quickly, right? Then, if this neutral plus increasing engagement, you need to monitor closely and prepare a response. And if there's a positive sentiment, right, then you need to amplify the supporting messages and testimonies. Now, you could also create a crisis response playbook with pre approved messages template for different sentiment levels. So that's how you can take actions on the sentiment insights. So, what are the final takeaways on responding well in time in public sentiments? So, first is you can use AI powered tools to track real time public sentiment. There are many tools that we showed you in this lecture. Then you can monitor brand mentions, trending keywords, and influencer reactions on these through these AI-powered tools. The third would be to categorize these into positive, neutral, or negative to assess impact and take action. And then you adjust messages quickly based on the insights of your messages. And finally, you combat misinformation and reinforce trust proactively. So what do we do in the next lecture? We will continue to look at in this section the monitoring, how to monitor and respond in real time, and there now we will look at how to address miscommunication swiftly. So thank you so much for watching this first lecture on monitoring and responding in real time in this course of crisis management. I hope you continuing to learn new things, continuing to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions and do download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you need to.